Welcome to today's Deep Target Customer Success webinar. We're so happy that you could join us today. And today's topic is why stories matter. I'm Brenda, and today we have Helen.
Hi, good afternoon.
Okay. So let's take a look at today's agenda. I'm going to cover what's trending with user. Can y'all see my screen? If you can see today's agenda, if you could just give me somebody chat me and let me know. I want to make sure you can see this. Okay, great. All right, so let's take a look at today's agenda. I'm going to be talking about user experience and social media. We're going to focus on like Instagram stories and why they are resonating. And then I'm going to turn it over to Helen, and she will take over to show you how easy it is to build your own story. The slides are not moving forward. All right, hold on a minute. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to stop showing, and then I'm going to come back in. All right, so now you shouldn't be able to see anything. And now I'm going to go. And now we're back. Okay, good. Whew. Technology, right? Okay, so Helen is going to take over and show you how easy it is to build your own stories. And then we're going to move into the awards, Campaign of the Month and Superstar of the Month award. And that's always my favorite part because all the good stuff that you guys are doing. And then we're going to finish up with picking a lucky winner for the Java Joy Starbucks gift card. All right, so let's get started. You know, we all grew up with stories, right, Helen? I'm sure
right.
your parents told you stories at bedtime, and stories are everywhere. You may recognize the power of stories, but have you thought about how to harness or how to use that power purposefully in communications in your financial institution? Here are 5 reasons why stories are such a powerful communication tool and how you can think about using stories more effectively to increase your membership engagement. Number 1, tell stories to help make an important point. Number 2, stories can and they do help people remember things very effectively. Stories help people remember your message. Stories can personalize a message and make us feel a part of the situation. So use stories to create meaning for people. Tapping into people's emotions will help influence and persuade them. And all stories can create a bond between the teller and the receiver. The stories are a very effective communications tool. So now let's take a brief look at the industry trends that are affecting us as members and influencing how we like to interact. Last month, we touched on our reveal of 3D Storyteller, and we want to talk about this more deeply today because the topic is so important to what you're doing. Financial institutions today are all undergoing a digital transformation. Each one is not in the same stage of the process. Some more advanced than others, and some are just now getting started. But regardless, this is a real and it's happening today. At the same time, we all want to strengthen our engagement with customers and members. To do this digitally is different from our classical approach. One way that we know works to engage our account holders is in relevant ways, and we need to do this in a way that can capture their interest. So stories are and can be powerful mediums to engage your members and customers. So let's look at how you can include stories in your marketing mix. We kind of briefly talked about this last time, but it's so important. One of the best examples is Instagram. And if you look at Instagram stories, industry analysts look back at social media just 5 years ago, and they concluded that stories was Instagram's smartest move. Stories put Instagram as a close second to Facebook, and today there's a whole generation that just uses Instagram. And so currently, Instagram has over 1 billion monthly active users, and that translates to 500 million daily users, and one-third of those users are businesses. So you can't say anymore that businesses aren't using Instagram because one-third of the billion are businesses. And what's been most interesting is how the businesses are leveraging this new medium to connect and engage with their audience. Again, stories. So with your main goal to connect to your audience, stories have resonated by making a message relevant. Here are a few reasons why they are so popular. So if you turn to, in particular, this article, and it was talking about stories, one of the things that was an encouraging statistic, if you look at bullet number 2, that Instagram story ads get 75% user engagement. The user takes action because their stories are targeted. And we've all heard, Helen, one of your best practices is targeting, right?
That's right.
And when we think about engaging millennials, your content matters. How do you attract and keep their attention? So the Financial Brand addressed this in a recent article. And the article focused on the fact that the words that you choose are very important to this segment. If you want people to engage, content needs to be addressing their individual needs. You can only do this by creating, reliable, relevant, emotional, and engaging content. Again, a story. And those stories can be targeted. You can create stories that engage different demographics differently. Your word choices will be different for a 30-year-old and a 75-year-old. So be careful about lumping everyone into the same story because that just doesn't work anymore. Here's another article by the Financial Brand, and it talks about, COVID-19, the pandemic, has increased the urgency around digital banking, and we all saw that happening and playing out. We have been seen as it's accelerated the shift to digital options. More than just creating a seamless digital account opening process or a pretty mobile app, financial institutions must embrace the application of enhanced data, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and other technologies for an improved customer experience and better decision making. And why? Because our customers expect it. And here's another report. This report hasn't come out yet, but it's going to be coming from the Digital Banking Report. But the article that I read here revealed an overarching awareness and enthusiasm around the process of digital banking transformation. And if you look over here, 75% of organizations worldwide cite that the digital banking transformation as the top 3 priority for 2020 and 2021. So there's a lot of emphasis over here. 51% mentioned that improving customer experience was one of the top 3 priorities. So very important, and that people are recognizing that and addressing it. So I'll go to this as a continuation of the same article of the report. And while the number 1 strategy is to improve customer experience and engagement, there's 3 other ones that are equally important and interconnected. Improving use of data, analytics, and AI, enhancing innovation agility, and improving marketing and sales. And these are all interconnected because it's hard to imagine how you can improve the customer experience, especially the digital customer experience, without leveraging important information like business intelligence and data. So these are very relevant. This is what's trending right now. So why do stories matter? Content and user experience matter for successful customer and member engagement. Visual stories that are relevant, entertaining, and engaging provide a powerful medium to connect with your account holders on multiple channels. So remember that stories make a point, stories make it memorable, stories make it meaningful, stories create and reveal emotion, and stories build connections. So now I'm going to turn it over to Helen, and she's going to show us just how easy it is to create stories using 3D Storyteller? All right, Helen. Okay.
Okay, so today I will be showing you how you can create a story for a 3D Storyteller using our digital experience platform. And in preparation for the webinar, I created a launch campaign that will initiate the 3D Storyteller from the mobile application that we're going to look at right after this. And then I've also created 3 campaigns that are targeted for a person named Julia. And I will show you how to create a story frame for each of these campaigns in the mobile channel. So let's get started. The first story frame I'm going to create will be an auto loan campaign, and I'm going to use a story frame from the content library and then add text for personalization. And you can see that there are a number of pre-made story frames available to you in the content library. So let's get going on this. So I'm going to go to the mobile channel. I'm going to do a create new ad. I'm going to select 280 by 498. That's our recommended size for story frame. And on this one, I'm going to upload from the library, from our content library. So what you're going to see here in the content library, there are a number of story frames that DeepTarget has created, that you can use. Some are blank, some have text on them, but they're ready for you to use. So I'm just going to select one here. And I want to personalize this. Not only that this story is for a young adult, but it's also going to have their name on it. So I want to put their first name on there. So I'm going to add a text box. And I'm going to position it because I know how wide this is. So I know this is 280 wide and high. And my text, I'm going to make white. And I'm going to pre-pin first name. And I'm going to put a name here, Julia, so you can see what it's going to look like when she's there. I'm going to choose Oswald because I like that font. It's going to mesh with my other. And so now I may adjust this height a little bit to make it look better. You can see that this particular ad already has controls for left and right and a swipe up. So I want to put an action here. So I'm going to go to a URL. So just for today, I'm just going to go to google.com. And the only thing that you need to do once you get your banner created is to select the Enable a Storyteller frame. And this will, when this is enabled, that frame will show up to the appropriate person in their story. So I'm going to go ahead and save that one. And let's go back to the home page. And the next one I'm going to work on is a credit card. So on the credit card campaign, I'm going into ad settings. I'm going to go back to the mobile channel. I'm going to create a new ad. This time I'm going to create it from a blank canvas. I'm going to start from scratch, choose 280 by 498, blank canvas, next. This time I'm going to use images in the image library. So I'm going to choose the image library, and I know that I've got a nice looking image here of this young lady, and she's looking for some money. And I'm going to adjust the height, and I'm going to adjust the positioning of this picture. So she's going to show up like that. Well, you see, I've just got my image here, but I want to be able to add some controls on top of that. So we've added a category in the image library, and it's called accessory layer. And when you go there, we have a number of controls that could just be a swipe up with arrows, black and white. These are the most common colors that look the best. But if you already have a swipe up, or you just want somebody to go right or left, if you don't want to swipe, you just add those arrows. So on this one, I'm going to add both. I may adjust that picture a little bit. Let's move that over a little bit. Now I'm going to add some text. I'm going to do Oswald again. I'm going to make it bold. I'm going to leave it black. This time I'm going to put low rates and rewards. And I'll center that, and I'll do my placement. And I'm going to choose google.com again. And I'm going to enable a storyteller frame. And that's my second story frame that I've created, and that was really easy using tools and resources that are in the image library.
And super quick.
Yep. And so the third one I wanted to show you is an animated story frame, and this one's using a video. So this is going to be a birthday one. So let's choose the birthday ad. Let's go to the mobile channel. We're going to create new. We're going to select the 280 by 498 size and upload HTML. Because that's where I have a really nice looking video. And all I have to do is enable as a storyteller frame and save it. Now, in this particular HTML, it had an embedded video. We put text here. We put the controls already on there, so you have to swipe up and left and right. So you can see how easy it is to create a story. So I'm going to publish these. So it's super easy to create your story frames and create a story. And if you want to have some more information about how to create a story frame, what sizes are good, what are optimal sizes in megabytes or whatever for files, you can always go here to support under resources. And if you look under 3D Storyteller, there is a frequently asked questions guide, there's a user's guide, and if you look up under the HTML and interstitial section, you will also find information about creating HTML ads using a video. Now let's take a look at Julia's financial story in the Spotlight mobile app. So after logging in, we see that there's a launch campaign so that Julia can experience her financial story. And the launch campaign is right there at the bottom. And when selected, her personal story is shown in 3D Storyteller. And Julia can interact with these offers just as she would with stories on social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, or Snapchat. And she can swipe left or right to look at the story frames and skip to the content that interests her. Each story frame can have a unique link associated with it, and it's accessed by swiping up. So you can see you can easily create powerful and unique user-focused stories that resonate with your customers and members while leveraging a new and exciting visual experience. And I think that this user experience will really captivate and delight your end users, particularly some of your your newer members and customers to your credit unions or banks. And I think that they'll be excited about it.
Absolutely. Well, it's so user friendly, and it's all relevant, and it's really cool. Thank you, Helen.
It's quick to do.
Yeah. So that's 3D Storyteller, and you made it look so easy just to create everything, and then it goes into a cube. So anyway, we cannot wait for you guys to start using this, and we look forward to hearing from you what you're thinking, how will you use it, what your vision is. So, all right. So thank you, Helen, on that. We also want to make sure you know As part of our mutual commitment to to all of you, our customers, we would like to make it a priority to get all of you using 3D Storyteller. And to make that happen, we have a special one-time offer for 2020. We're going to make 2020 a little bit better, right? So we are going to provide you 50% discount off of implementation fee for 3D Storyteller if you contract by September 30th. So that goodness, you got a week or so. So I'm going to tell you how you do that. But if you think you're going to use it, go ahead and get this discount. Go ahead and sign up.
I got 6 weeks probably.
Yeah.
September 30th.
Oh, September. Okay. Yes. Okay. Goodness. So, okay, you got a little bit of time there. I was thinking it was next week. Okay.
We just want 2020 to be right?
Right. Okay. And then also you get 25% discount off of your implementation fees for 3D Storyteller if you contract by November 30th. So, let me tell you how to do that. Here's Tom's email. He's our Chief Revenue Officer, and here's his email and his phone number, or you can contact one of the customer success consultants that you work with. Just let them know that you're interested and you want to get this discount. So don't wait, because this year has already flown by, and this too will fly by quickly. So make
implementation going.
Yeah. Oh, and that's something else. I'm glad you said that, Helen. In addition to the special incentives that we're offering all of you, signing up sooner will also get you in the fast lane for implementation. So you can go ahead and start reaping those benefits and go ahead and increasing your member engagement. So go ahead and sign up. All right. So now we are at the time, my favorite time, right, Helen?
That's right.
It's Deep Target Awards time. So before we do that, we just want to look at our, I think these were our June winners. Before we start this month's awards, here's a safe and social distancing picture of the campaign of the month winners for June. And it's Megan and Melissa from the marketing department of Eglin Federal Credit Union. And Take a Bow. I know you love puns, so they had this great campaign with this beautiful dog, and so Take a Bow.
Bow wow.
Anyway, great job, guys. Yeah, Bow Wow. There you go. Okay, so now we have the Campaign of the Month award, and that goes to...
It's going to go to McKesson Employees Federal Credit Union.
Congratulations to Matthew and to George on a great campaign. You did a fantastic job on your auto loan campaign, and some things that really just stood out were that you had the rate included, and it was a great rate, and so people wanted to click. Catchy graphics, contrast of text and background, just make it stand out. And this one was targeted by rule, so it was targeted to all those people who did not have an auto loan. A great job, and let's talk about click-through.
Yeah, let's look at the results. And they had a great click-through rate. And for the month of July alone, it was 3.81%, which is phenomenal. And then, but the overall click-through rate was 5.13, and they've only had this particular campaign running since 6/19. So they're getting a really great click-through rate on this particular one. So a lot of people must be wanting some cars out in California.
There you go. Oh, great. Okay. So congratulations. And now we'll move on to the Superstar of the Month award. And that goes to...
It's going to go to Julie Camley at Russell Country Federal Credit Union. And Julie's done a fantastic job with her campaigns. And for the month of July, she had a KEI of 35 and a KMI of 83. And what stood out for us this month was that her KMI and KEI in 2020 improved. So she went from an average of 44 on a KEI to 35, and her KMI went from 189 to 83. So there was great improvement across the board all year. So that was really impressive.
Yeah, that's huge. 189 to 83 and 44 to 35. So
yep.
The lower the better.
Yep.
Okay, and I always like to look at, did we move? Oh, sorry, yeah, okay. I always like to look at the best practices, and, as we started out this year, we said, if you can just do 5 out of the 10, you're going to get excellent results. But here, they went above and beyond and did 9 out of the 10 best practices. And look at that donut chart. It shows a good range of campaign categories being covered. We always like to have this. So they did a fantastic job.
And taking a little bit deeper dive, this chart shows the campaign framework that Russell County employed for the month of July. And you can see a mix of targeted by rural and targeted by list campaigns for their own categories. And they also included a targeted birthday campaign. Just, that's a really good campaign to get out there. And they also used an all-user campaign for the debit card control.
Yeah, that's a great place to start. So it's a strategy. It's the roadmap, right? And here's some examples of their engaging mobile and online banking ads. And so just did a great job, consistent. There's consistency. You can tell they're all part of the same grouping, but they're individualized and personalized. And just great job to you guys. All right, so great job to our winner. That's right. Okay, now to win a $50 gift card, all you have to do is schedule a customer success meeting, which Helen and her team are slammed, so that is awesome. So get your customer success meeting in the queue. Share your 3D storyteller videos. Share the video with your management team, or send me a quote about 3D storytelling. I mean, a quote could be anything like, "This is our vision for it, and we're excited about doing it." So, but in order to get credit, you have to send it to me. So it's Brenda@deeptarget.com. So that's for Q3 Engagement Award, and it'll be time to do this award soon enough. So y'all go ahead and get me that information. Okay, so now we have the Java Joy Award. So while Helen is taking a look at who is going to be our winner today, I just want to show you last month's winner was Latrice Brewster from Horizons North Credit Union, and she made sure to share the joy with her team. We always like to see that. So thank you, Latrice, for sharing that picture. All right, so now we are going to move to today's winner.
Let's see if this person is still on the line.
All right, and we're just going to take a quick look. Just hold on a second, because if this person is not on the line, we will move to somebody else. And oh my goodness, I think she may have dropped off. Nope, she didn't.
All right, so this month's winner for the Java Joy goes to Kelly Swiger at LaughCube.
Very good. Kelly, we will get you a $20 Starbucks gift certificate after this call. So thanks for hanging in there with us, and you are the winner for this month. And we want to make sure that you block your calendars and register for our next webinar. It'll be September 24th. September 24th, yes. Yeah, which will be here before we know it. And don't forget to go ahead and sign up early to get your 50% off for implementation. So mark your calendar for September 24th, 11 a.m. And we hope that you have a great and productive month.
And we're glad that you joined us this month.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us. Bye, guys.